Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So I'm very grateful for the opportunity to speak on Srimad Bhagavatam. Very happy to serve all of you. And I'm also a little nervous in front of all of you. You are all very learned devotees, very acceptable. So it's very wonderful to see this, seeing all the youth getting into this. So thank you. So let's begin with Jaya Radha, and then we get into the discussion. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Kunja Vihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanacharya Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Prabhupada 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 Srila Prabhupada Harinam Sankirtan ki jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Oh my Lord, Lord, personally of Godhead, I offer my obeisances. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudirayet. To Godhead, Narayan, unto Narayan Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author.
Nashtra prayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naistaki. By regular attendance in class on the Srimad Bhagavatam, service to the pure devotees, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed. And loving service unto the personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs, is established in an invulnerable fact. ॐ ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः. Born the mortal darkness. Nice. Hare Krishna. So we'll continue the discussion on Srimad Bhagavatam from Canto 10, Chapter 14, text number 3. So just before we get into this verse, this is a very, very important verse. And Acharya explains that there are many significant verses in Srimad Bhagavatam, but then there are few verses which are very prominent. If we understand the meaning of those verses, then we can perfect our life. So this is that verse. It is such an important verse. So just to prelude to this, what is happening here, we have seen that Lord Brahma, bewildered by Krishna's pastime, childhood pastime, he is not able to understand. Is this the God that, is it Krishna that I requested him to descend here? Right? He's seeing the Krishna in having, in left hand, he's having yogurt from the middle of the finger, the pickle is dripping. He's having cow herding stick in his armpit. His bugle horns are hanging and he's running here and there. He's very confused with this kind of scene because always whenever we speak about Bhagavan, only the opulence comes in our mind, isn't it? He looks so great, and that's how we have seen the pictures also in the childhood. And most of the Vedas or any other scripture, they describe Krishna or Bhagavan in that form. But here, by seeing that, Brahma got completely bewildered. And he dared to, stole his calves and his cowherd friends. And obviously, Krishna, who knows everything, he immediately, brought all them back by expanding himself into those forms, not just as a form, but in emotions, in relation, everything he was able to mimic. So Brahma got really confused. And then he was humbled, he understood that this is none other than Krishna himself. And then he offered these prayers. So there are about 40 verses in this, and all are very beautiful. And this one is very, very significant because it talks about how we can attain Krishna, how all of us, right? And it's very simple. That's what Brahmaji says in this verse. It's very easy. It's not so difficult. Sometimes we may feel we are very fallen, because once we come into Krishna consciousness, we understand that, I have done so much sinful activity in my past. How can I be delivered? Will I ever get a chance? So in our Guru Maharaj, when he went to one of the yatras, there he was praying at the Madhai Ghat, where Madhai Samadhi is there. So Jagai Madhai pastime you all know, right? So one of the devotees asked Gurudev that, what were you praying here? He said, I'm seeing this, Samadhi. I am very hopeful that I can also get delivered. Because Madhai was so sinful. If he can get delivered, then definitely I can also. So that's a mercy that we get by hearing such verses. So here, in this particular verse, Brahmaji's realizations are mentioned. Right? And we can also realize Krishna very easily. That's what this verse says. And what we should do. Brahma gives the tips in this whole verse. That this is how you can come to me. How you can come to Krishna, he says. Because I failed. What did Brahma do? Brahma tried to understand through his intelligence. Brahma, who is a supreme living entity, right? In this Brahmaloka, in this material world. He is the first creating being. He is the topmost, and he is the most intelligent. He is the one who's creating all those things. He is the one who is doing this. So he is speaking this. That means we can take these words as true, and we should try to implement that. So he says to Krishna that, Krishna, I try to understand through my intelligence and I miserably fail. He says that, right? And Srila Prabhupada used to quote in his lecture that one cannot understand Krishna by PhD, but simply a surrender, very humble surrender, one can understand Krishna. It's very difficult to understand this because everybody, our Vedas and Upanishads, they talk about so many process of attaining God, to realize God. But here, Bhagavatam makes it so simple that you can attain Him very easily. And that's why not everybody can understand. So, in these verses, what is happening here? That, let's go this. Yeah. So, when Brahma stole cows and the boys, and then he thought that I have done my job, let's see how Krishna comes in. And Krishna immediately, without even a moment, he brings them back. And when Brahma goes back to Brahmalok and comes back in a moment, it is like 1 year has passed. Whole 1 year has passed. And then he comes and he sees it's all going on the same way. So the Leela is going on without any disturbance. And then he comes to his senses. And then he starts praying these offers. So in the first verse of these prayers, he first explains the Krishna's beauty. He's saying, oh, how beautiful Krishna is. Right? In the second word, he talks about how can we understand? It's so confusing. I cannot understand through intelligence. And now he comes that he gives a solution. So we'll talk about that. So the message in this verse, Brahmaji says that, let's first read the translation so we understand this. So, anybody would like to read translation? Yeah, please go ahead, Malvi.
Text 3. Those who, even while remaining situated in their established social positions, throw away the process of speculative knowledge and with their body, words and mind, offer all respects to the descriptions of your personality and activities, dedicating their lives to these narrations, which are vibrated by you personally and by your pure devotees, certainly conquer your lordship. Although you are otherwise unconquerable by anyone within the three worlds.
I think we need to read a few more verses. That's how it is. So let's.
5, 6, and 7.
Okay, let's continue. Then maybe one can take turn, one this side and one this side, like that we can switch. Yeah.
Next.
4.
Yeah, 4.
My dear Lord, devotion service unto you is the best path for self-realization. If someone gives up that path and engages in the cultivation of speculative knowledge, he will simply undergo a troublesome process and will not achieve his desired result. As a person who beats an empty husk of wheat cannot get grain, one who simply speculates cannot achieve self-realization, his only gain is trouble.
O Almighty Lord, in the past many yogis in this world achieved the platform of devotional service by offering all their endeavors unto you and faithfully carrying out their prescribed duties. Through such devotional service, perfected by the process of hearing and chanting about you, they came to understand you, O infallible one, and could easily surrender to you and achieve your supreme abode.
Sure. Yeah.
Non-devotees, however, cannot realize you in your full personal feature. Nevertheless, it may be possible for them to realize your expansion as the impersonal supreme by cultivating direct perception of the self within the heart. But they can do this only by purifying their mind and senses of all conceptions of material distinctions and all attachment to material sense objects. Only in this way will your impersonal feature manifest itself to them.
In time, learned philosophers or scientists might be able to count all the atoms of the earth, particles of snow, or perhaps even the shining molecules radiating from the sun, the stars and the other luminaries. But among these learned men, who could possibly count the unlimited transcendental qualities possessed by you? The Supreme Personality of Godhead, who have descended onto the surface of the earth for the benefit of all living entities.
Yeah, yes. Okay, so we'll just recite this verse. It's very beautiful. So let's recite this.
3.
Yeah, 3. Verse number 3. Yeah. Gnane prayasamudapasya namanta eva. Jivanti sanmukharitam bhavadiya vartam. Sthane sthita shrutigatam tanuvan manobhe. Ye prayaso jita jitopyasita sitriya lokyam. Yes, so here in this verse, there are some important points or words which are mentioned by Lord Brahma, right? He says, Gnane Prayasam. We should not try to understand Supreme Lord by our Gnana, intelligence. Gnane Prayasam. Whatever. And in a translation, Prabhupada says that even a little endeavor, little, we should not do even a little. Try to apply intelligence, try to say, okay, how is Krishna? No, we won't. The Vedas teach, Yajurveda and all that, they teach us that we should try to acquire knowledge. But here it is completely opposite. He's saying no knowledge is required. There are so many examples in which very simple devotees have attained Krishna. Very simple devotees. In the later chapters we will see how the Dvijapatnis, the wives of Brahmanas, attained Krishna. The Brahmana who were very scholar doing yajna and all, they could not. Right? We can see in the Ramayana, Shabari. Shabari had no knowledge. She attained Lord Ramachandra. Right? So how the simple devotees are able to attain Krishna, that creates a hope for all of us. That if we become simple, we can very easily attain Krishna. Right? So, Gnane Prayasam. We should not try to understand Krishna through our knowledge. Right? And we'll go into details of it. Then he says that Jivanti san mukhritam bhavadiya vartam. Means we should hear from the pure devotees. Hear from pure devotees. So that, and what we should hear? Some news, how snow is falling here? No. We should hear Bhavadiya Varta. Bhavadiya Varta means hear about Krishna. Now if you want to hear about Krishna, then what about Chaitanya Bhagavad, Chaitanya Charitamrita? That doesn't talk about it. So Bhavadiya means not just about the Lord, but Lord's devotees also. That also we can hear. And these are absolutely as potent as that. What about Leelamrit? Oh, we should hear that also. Because that talks about the pure devotee's life. And that also cleanses our heart and elevates our consciousness. So we should hear that also. No problem with that. So that is Bhavadiya Varta. Then the word Sthane Sthita is very significant. Sthane Sthita means wherever we are. There are two meanings to this. One is whichever ashram we are in, we can remain in that ashram. And whichever location we are in, we should do bhakti here. So we are here in Canada, very cold. No problem. We are here. We have a wonderful association. We can continue to do bhakti. Instead of saying, oh, I'm going to go to Vrindavan. I want to do bhakti. I want to become like a Babaji and all that. No, it won't work. Right? We should just stay here. We can create Vrindavan here itself. That is what Prabhupada's mission was. That wherever you are, you preach and continue your bhakti there in locally. Right? And then he says, Tanvan manobir. With your body, mind and words. Endeavor to achieve Krishna. Body, mind and word. And we'll see the commentaries coming in there. And if you do that, what happens? Ajita jito. Ajita means Krishna cannot be conquered, but can be very easily conquered. And we'll see some examples there. Right? So, let's go into the discussions now. So, Siddhanta is that the Krishna can be conquered by humility. Nothing else. Humility. That's what the verse in Shikshastakam teaches us, verse number 3. Always, if we just follow that verse, if we implement that verse in our life, we can perfect. In fact, our whole life can go in just realizing that verse and implementing the teachings in our life. Right? Whole life can go. Because every now and then we try to implement, we think we are successful. Next day, the same situation changes and we are agitated. Same thing, right? Why? Because we still have a long way to go. But there is a hope. And when there is a hope, we can always make progress. So, here is why we are not able to realize Krishna. Because we apply our mind into that. You apply our brains, try to understand Krishna. And Srila Prabhupada used to give one story, of frogs. So Prabhupada said there was a frog in a well, and then another frog comes in. He's from Atlantic Ocean, and he comes in the same well. Somehow he lands there. Okay, don't ask me how, but he just lands there. He just comes, and they both are discussing. He say, "Oh, you also come here? Oh yeah, I came from Atlantic Ocean. Oh, is it like another well? No, it's a big ocean. Oh, how big it is? Is it more than double of this size? No, it is big." So that the frog in the valley says, "Okay, how big it is?" Try to expand himself. Big like this much, this much, this much, and then he bursts himself and dies. So when we try to understand Krishna through our knowledge, we will fail. Because Krishna is finite and our mind is, Krishna is infinite, our mind is finite. It can understand only limited things, not beyond this thing, right? But those who have realized, who have seen, right? If they tell us, "Oh, this place is so amazing, this is so beautiful, Golok looks like this, Krishna is doing this," when they are described in the scriptures, we need to accept instead of speculating. Are you sure it is looking like this? Right? When Bhaktivinoda Thakur sings Gaurati and says, "Bhakti Vinodaihe Gaurara Sampadamad," he actually is visualizing those things. The whole thing that he narrates in the Gaur Arti, it is something that he has seen. And then he's singing. That's what he says in the last line. That Bhakti Vinoda Dekhe, he's seeing and then writing. So we should believe that. We should believe the words of our acharyas and just move on with that. Instead of speculating, or how he has seen, where was he? He was living in Navadip, how can he see this? If you see, Bhaktivinoda Thakur also visualize from his window, his room's window, he says, "I will see that in the coming year, there'll be a big temple here and people from all over the world will come here and dance here on the name of Hare Krishna." He said that it's happening now. And if you go to his room, his kutir in Navadip, you can see that Mayapur temple can be seen from their window. So he visualized this. So we should understand. And so many scripture has given references that our Senapati Bhakta will come and he will spread the Krishna consciousness all over the world. That is Srila Prabhupada. Even Prabhupada was not born at that time when this was spoken. So if we believe in the scripture, if we just don't apply our mind, no logic should work. It won't work. It will fail. And we will feel that, "Oh, what did I do?" At the end of our life, we will feel very miserable. That we lost the chance. Because once we acquire knowledge, what happens? Ego kicks in. "Oh, I know so many things. I know so many shlokas. I can recite this very easily." That ego comes in and that creates a curtain where we cannot understand Krishna. Ego is very, very powerful. But Lord can reveal himself. We need not go and search for him. He will come. If we do nice bhakti, he will reveal himself to us. We don't have to go and search. That's what he says. We are putting endeavors to achieve Krishna, not required. Not required. Just to bhakti. He will come automatically. Right? So, that's what he is saying. Now, we've seen that, Sanmukhiritam. So here let's go to the word Sanmukhiritam. What is saying? Sanmukhiritam means hearing from the pure devotees, from Vaishnavas. Now Prabhupada often quotes this verse in his lecture. He says that Avaishnava Mukhodgritam Putam Hari Kathamritam Shravanam Naiva Kartavyam Sarpa Uchistam Yathapayah. He says that hearing the scripture is potent. But if you hear from non-devotee, if you hear from those who doesn't have love for Krishna, then that will not have any impact on us. It might turn out to be a negative impact, in fact. So therefore, we should be very careful that whom we are hearing from. Somebody just because he's very beautiful orator, he speaks so nicely, he sings verses like very affluently, he can quote verse from scriptures, and we feel like, wow, this is so great. Because that's what today's world is. If you speak nicely, people will just give you a lot of respect. If you just speak something, even stupid thing, but very nicely, people will come, yeah, he speaks so nice. But that's not what Bhagavatam teaches. Bhagavatam says we should hear from those who are lover of Krishna, who loves Krishna. Then we can get that. Right? So, Prabhupada has already warned that we should not hear from anybody. It will milk is a pure thing, but if it is touched by a snake, it becomes poisonous. Similarly, Bhagavatam is pure, but when it is spoken by a non-devotee or spoken for making money or making YouTube followers, then that speech will not help us. Just we can see who's giving lecture. Sometimes the attendance in the classes depend on who speaks, isn't it? Right? So we should try to understand that when we hear from pure devotees, we also get that purity. We get purification because the pure devotee is speaking. And even if others are speaking very nicely, we should not hear. So here he says, Bhavadiya Vartam. What is the Bhavadiya Vartam? Bhavadiya Vartam means something that is spoken by Krishna, which is our Bhagavad Gita. Something about Krishna, which is Srimad Bhagavatam. And all of the scripture which are there by our acharyas, all can be read. And we should hear and discuss about this. That way what happens? That slowly, we develop love for Krishna. For example, if you want to know someone, how do we know? We have to make a relation. Now, a person is not with us in our proximity. Then how do we know them? By hearing about them, right? By asking questions about them. Hey, do you know this devotee? Then say, yeah, he was here in a temple some time ago. Now he is not here. He's gone to some other place. And then we say, can you give me some pastime? What he was? Oh, he was doing this, that. So we now have some kind of visualization. So same thing we can get. None of us have seen Krishna. But if we hear from the words of our acharyas, if we read from Srimad Bhagavatam, who narrates the beautiful pastimes about Krishna, then we can visualize about Krishna. We can think that yes, this is a Krishna I want. Because we all have different emotions. Some may want to have Krishna as their child, right? Some may want to have Krishna as their friend. Some may want to have Krishna as their lover or as a friend. We don't know which way our emotions are working. And this also emotion keeps changing over a period of time, right? So Krishna will come in the form that we desire him to come. Like Mother Yashoda and Nand Maharaj, they desired in his previous life that we want a son like you. Krishna, there is nobody like me. I have to personally come. There is nobody above me. There is nothing, no one superior to me. So I have to only come. Therefore he comes. Because he is bound by the love of his devotees. He is bound by his love of his devotees. So therefore, we should hear. Now let's hear about something about, about hearing. Because our association matters. Whom we associate will decide who are going to become. Even in material world, people say, show me your 5 friends and I will tell you your future. They tell that, show me your 5 friends, I will tell you your future. So, we as a devotee should always try to hanker and try to associate only with the devotees. Of course, we have some material work that we can do, but that's limited to that interaction, nothing beyond that. Nothing beyond that. Right? So, in the hearing, here it is mentioned, Prabhupada says that what we should do? Activities, right? We should hear about his activities. Whatever activities that Krishna is doing, his leela, his form, his gun. We can hear about all these things which can help us understand Krishna and take us close to him. Day by day, slowly, we will go there. Initially, when we heard Bhagavatam class, it was very difficult for us to know what is this being spoken. I remember when some of my first, Bhagavatam classes where I was sitting in there, and they talk about Ajamil, and I said, who is this Ajamil? They had no idea about that time. We had never heard that name. But now, we speak about this story every time. Arey, come on, how amazing the story is, and then We get so much hope. If Ajamil can get delivered, there is a hope for us too. He did such a sinful activities. So there is a hope. So now we can speak about it. Because these are very unique characters which are not available everywhere. Like, Dhruv Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, we may have heard stories outside of Bhagavatam also. But this Ajamil, all that comes only in Srimad Bhagavatam. So, yeah, we should hear about Krishna as much as possible from pure devotees. Because hearing is the most powerful limb of bhakti. Most important. Most important. Even if you are not getting taste in chanting, if we read and if we hear, we will develop taste. Chanting should not be given up. We should continue. In whichever state we are doing chanting, that should continue. But to develop taste, we should hear. Only when we hear, then we can chant nicely. Otherwise, no way. It will become dry. We are not like, Haridas Thakur. We say, Namachari Haridas Thakur. We can chant 300,000 names. No. They are pure souls elevated. We should not imitate them. We should try to hear. So therefore, every day, we should spend some time in reading, that is Swadhyay. We should read on our own. And we should also hear whoever guru that we have aspired for, or whoever is our spiritual master today. Every day, Guru's Vani, their word, must be heard by the disciple. If we want to develop attachment to our Guru and through him to Krishna, then every day, even for 15 minutes, we must hear our Guru's Vani. Even if you are aspiring, if you have not identified anyone, hear Srila Prabhupada's Vani. Or anyone who likes in the parampara, but within parampara. I have seen the devotees who do not listen to that Guru's Vani. They go out of this parampara and take shelter somewhere else because they start hearing others. And as I mentioned, they speak very eloquently and they get attracted and they say, yeah, this seems to be great, let me go there. So is it a fault of a guru that he is not able to create a disciple? No, it is not. Is it disciple's fault? Like in case of Madhvendra Puri. Right? Madhvendra Puri had disciples, Ishwar Puri and Ramachandra Puri. Right? Madhvendra Puri? No. Hold on. Ishwar Puri's, Ishwar Puri's disciple is, Ishwar Puri's guru is Madhvendra Puri, yes. So Madhvendra Puri had two disciples, Ishwar Puri and Ramachandra Puri. Now Ramachandra Puri was, giving advice to his spiritual master. He said, you should focus on the Brahman and not on Krishna. And Madhvendra Puri gets very angry with him. And he says, what are you doing? He just chastises him and throws him out. Whereas Ramachandra Puri served him so nicely. When he was leaving his body, he cleaned his stool, urine, everything. And Ishwar Puri served him so nicely that, Madhvendra Puri told him that you will become a pure devotee and you will have Krishna as your disciple. And that's how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became his disciple. Where Ramachandra Puri ended up criticizing even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So this shows that the Guru is elevated, but depending on how the disciple is behaving or how he is grasping what the Guru is telling, decide how the disciple will progress further. So it is not a Guru's fault that disciple falls down. It is not a Guru's fault. No. We think, this Guru is not good. No. The disciple is not following instruction. What can Guru do? What can Guru do? Right? So that's what we should make sure that we hear from devotee. Because Krishna lives in his Katha. We have not seen Krishna, but through Katha we can see Krishna. So that's what he says. Now, next point he talks about is Sthane Sthita. Sthane Sthita means here it is translated as staying in a place or staying in whichever ashram we are in. So if you are in a Grihastha ashram, we should continue to be in Grihastha ashram. Somebody has taken Brahmachari or Sannyas ashram, they should continue there. No need to change ashram. If I change to saffron, I'll become a great devotee. Or if I come back from Grihastha, maybe I will be able to do both. Nothing of that sort. Whichever ashram that we have got inspiration from and we have accepted, just continue to do endeavor. And that will make us perfect. Sthane Sthita. And second, location also. No need to change location. I want to go to Vrindavan. Yes, we should. In fact, Prabhupada used to say, go to Vrindavan for some time and come back. Why? So that we will have hankering. Oh, I have to go there. Oh, I missed to, go to Radha Madan Mohan Aarti. I couldn't go there. I have to go there. Let me go there. That, that next time. Many times devotees go to the dham and what they do, one aarti to another aarti, another temple to another, and you want to finish everything. We should not do that. Dham is not visited like that. In a dham, you go to a temple, you go to Radha Madan Mohan temple, you see Sanatan Goswami's samadhi, you can chant there nicely, spend some time there, hear about Sanatan Goswami, how he brought Madan Mohanji. Think about all this, how the temple came into existence. There are such a wonderful pastimes. We can hear and meditate on that. The whole day can go there. And then we can go to another temple. Like that we can keep going. And then when we leave, then we say, oh, I missed these temples. I must come back. So that's a hankering. Now when we go there, we say, oh, I couldn't go to Radhakund this time. I must go there. Then we visit Radhakund. Then next time we say, but around Radhakund there are so many sthalis are there. I have never visited that. Recently I went, in Kartik, and then I was amazed because I have gone many times, but I have not gone to any sthalis around Radhakund. There are all the Sapta Devals are there. Ashtasakhi temple is around there. So it was like so beautiful. The Shila which was given to Goswamis and where you can do parikrama 7 times, it's like one Govardhan parikrama. So it's all there around Radhakund. So this time I was able to go, but so far I have not been able to. So when we hear this thing in the Katha, oh, this is spoken, I have never been there, next time I will make a list. Like the materialistic people make their bucket list, we can make our bucket list. I have to go and visit this place. And we can go there. So it is important to go to Dham, but we should not, like Sthanasita, stay in Toronto or wherever we are going to be. Right? Yes, if our job or anything takes us, or visa situation changes, then we have to go back, which is perfect, all right. We should not get attached to a particular place. I can do bhakti only if I am in Canada. If I can do bhakti only if I am in Vrindavan. Nothing of that sort. Wherever Krishna keeps us, we should try to flourish. Have you seen a small, grass or a small plant comes out of a concrete and it blooms there? Have you seen that? You all of must have seen this, right? So now can the plant complain, oh, I should be in a pot, nice, somebody putting some nice manure and water, then I will grow. No. It was there between the concrete, it grew and it bloomed and gave beautiful flower. So we can be, wherever we are, we should try to bloom. We should try to spread Krishna consciousness. We should try to remain steady in Krishna consciousness. We should not get affected by the weather. We should not get affected by political situations and all that. We should try to rise above all these things. When we rise above this, that is where we try to move into the mode of goodness, and there we can do bhakti nicely. So we can go to the Shuddha Sattva mode of pure goodness. So we should always endeavor to do that. Otherwise, we don't have to leave our jobs, whatever job we are doing. We don't have to become a scholar. Oh, this Prabhu speaks so many slokas. Let me just now, practice. I'll remember whole Mukundamala Stotra. I'll remember Ishopanishad. I'll start reciting these verses because I want to look scholar. That's not required. Who are you trying to impress? We are trying to impress the people around us. Not required. We have to impress Krishna. Krishna loves simplicity. Krishna loves simplicity and purity of heart. If our intention is to please Krishna, that okay, when I am standing in front of Radha, Kirshor, Gopinathji, I want to recite this verse, then I want to remember. That's perfect. But if I am reciting because I want to tell, oh, Jivdaya Prabhu, do you know this verse? No, I don't know. I know this verse. Then, oh, wow. Wow. He says, wow, you know this. Wow, amazing. So, not for those things. Not for showing the scholarly knowledge. That won't help. It's like a dry knowledge. Even if you know it, it is not benefiting us. All right. So that's what it is mentioned by Sthane Sita. Now what it says next is Shruti Gatam Tanuvan Manobir. So let's talk about Tanuvan Manobir. So Tanuvan Manobir means that with body, in a purport, Srila Prabhupada gives 2 quotes from Srila Sanatana Goswami and Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. So, Sanatana Goswami, Srila Sanatana Goswami says that Tanu Van Manobir means Tanu means body. Through body, Vak means words, and Manabir, it means with mind. So with body, mind, and words, it's called BMW of ours. We can ride on this BMW and make our life perfect, right? So body, how can we offer? Body is like paying obeisances. Every day morning we come, we have Mangalarti, we come for Darshanarti, we pay obeisances. Wherever we see our Guru Maharaj, we should pay obeisances. Wherever we see a senior Vaishnava or sannyasi, we should pay obeisances. Just because we have seen him once, now again we come back and we continue. Yes, Maharaj, this one. When we are again coming, we should pay obeisances. In fact, Prabhupada's disciple, one of the disciple, is serving Prabhupada. So whenever he comes, like he is going back and forth from the room and outside, he will again come and pay obeisances. Every time he'll come. Prabhupada said, no, you don't have to pay obeisances every time. But he continued. So point is that, are we saying that I'm done with these obeisances? Or we want more blessings? Like all the Goswamis, they used to pay 3,000 obeisances. Now you say, how are these paying 3,000 obeisances? Question comes. Yeah, some are in person, some are through mind. We are not yet there, so we can pay obeisances in mind. Sometimes we feel, I have paid in mind. But are we really doing that? Even if you are paying in mind, we should get that feeling that I am paying obeisances and I am chanting this mantra. Right? When we chant a verse, Vancha Kalpatarupyasya, that should come in our mind when we are paying even in mind. But that doesn't happen very easily. So, yes, we should offering obeisances, we should serve the devotees. Like, we have guests coming here in Atlanta, in Toronto. We have so many guests come, especially in the summer. Then all of you serve, which is nice. That's a service we should try to do, right? And take any service. That can be any menial service. Taking a bag, suitcase from here to the, to his car, or bringing him back to the room, setting his room, bringing water. Simple service. He needs something, arranging for those things. This is like service. We can do all this service to them, right? I know devotees who are serving outside, who are living outside, they come here, they pack prasad and they go out and deliver them, right? There are a few devotees who do that. Vaishnava Seva, we have that group, right? So that's also a service, because the devotee needs it. Now how can they have prasadam and all that? So okay, I will carry it. No problem. Snow or shine, I will go and deliver. Right? That is a commitment. So that is Vaishnava Seva, right? And then engaging physically, like you all have, yesterday you had a mantra meditation party, right? In the evening, 6:30 p.m., that's what. So you are engaging. You're bringing new people, new devotees, new comes in, and you engage with them. That's also kind of a service, because your body is getting engaged into that. So we all should do this body. Then through mind, what we can do? We can chant. Mind we can remember about Krishna. See, remembering is very important, because if you see, Shravanam, Kirtanam and Smaranam. The Smaranam comes when we hear, when we read, then the Smaran comes. Otherwise, Smaran will not come. Otherwise, whatever we have seen will come in our Smaran. So, Smaranam is also important. Through mind we can remember that. We can emotionally connect with the devotees. When they come in the morning, when we see a new face, we should immediately say, hello, thank you for coming. Have you been here before? Like today morning, devotees came. They came all the way from Niagara. They were driving whole night. And they came for Mangalarti. So, like that, sometime you may be able to offer Bhagavad Gita to them. Oh, can you take Bhagavad Gita? Yeah, okay, I'll take it. Like that. So that is through our mind, that okay, we are becoming more emotionally connecting to them. Let's bring them to also this process. I'm very happy here. Are you all happy here, right?
Yes.
Right? Yeah, so that's why we can bring more. We should not become, say, I only want to be happy. I want to make everybody else happy. Because this happiness is abundance. You give, you will get more. The more you give, the more you get. That's how this happiness is. The material world happiness, the more you give, less you get. And you get jealousy, irsha, all these things will come. But in this world, everybody is happy. Oh, he gives me so much. Love will come to you more and more. You will become happier by sharing this happiness. And through mind, we can show the gratitude. Gratitude for those devotees who brought us into this process, who told us, hey, do you know, here's a Bhakti Academy, you can come here and join. Otherwise, we can think of, those living in apartments and all that, doing all those nonsense activities. But see, our life has changed because we came into this process, isn't it? So we should show gratitude to those. We should show gratitude to the Prasadam team who's cooking. We can show gratitude to our Guru Maharaj. We can show gratitude for accepting us, such a fallen soul. We know where we are. We don't have to explain to anyone. We have to just tell ourselves where we are. Right? So that's a gratitude, that I am so fallen, but yet I am accepted as your disciple. I hope someday I will get delivered by your mercy. So that's a gratitude. We can pay gratitude to Srila Prabhupada, who was able to come in this place and build a temple so that we all can come and have a shelter. So that gratitude can be shown in our mind, right? And through vak, means through speech, we can speak Harikatha. You all give classes, at least Monday to Thursday you all are busy, Monday to Friday, because the classes you give. Because from outside devotees are not able to come because of work and all that. But you all speak, and you speak nicely. You at least read the same thing which is written here. That itself is sufficient. Prabhupada used to say, whenever a new devotee comes, Prabhupada say, go and preach. Prabhupada, I don't know. No, just repeat what I have written. That's it. It will do its job. Just reading this with the heart that I am going to do this. I don't know anything. I just want to repeat the words of my Guru Maharaj. That will do the work. Because Prabhupada used to hear his own books, his own writing. And devotees say, Prabhupada, do you want to hear your own writing? He says, yes, yes. Then he will hear and say, Adbhut, so nice, amazing. Then he said, Prabhupada, this is all yours. No, it is not mine. Krishna has inspired me to write. These are Krishna's words. No author reads his own book. Okay? But Prabhupada will read his book with so much enthusiasm and love. So much enthusiasm and love. Once in Janmashtami, you might have heard this pastime where, he was, devotees were fasting whole night, a whole day. And the night after midnight arti at 1 o'clock, Prabhupada said, okay, now let's read Krishna book. And yeah, and Prabhupada said, okay. And he says, okay, there are sannyasis sitting. And Prabhupada said, okay, Advent of Krishna, all right, let's hear. First chapter. Then okay. Then Prabhupada ki jai. Next chapter. Then they are all tired because whole day they're fasting and doing seva. It's not fasting and doing nothing. Janmashtami is extremely busy day. Very busy. I saw here also 25,000 devotees came throughout the day. Everybody was so busy doing so much service. You get really exhausted. And now we're hearing another second chapter. And then by the time it started, only the reader was able to read, but everybody had started, because he was active. He had a seva. But others started falling. And then Prabhupada was just listening, and then he says, third chapter. And now sannyasis, dandas are falling, everybody is falling. Nobody is. But Prabhupada, just like that. So imagine his love to hear Krishna Katha. How much he loves. If you have interest, we will be wide awake. Right? If somebody says, okay, in the midnight, let's hear Krishna book. He said, Prabhu, what is midnight? I cannot. Now at the same time, somebody said, let's watch movie on Netflix. Then our wide eyes will go over, isn't it? We become, all the sleep is gone. Why? Because that's a topic of our interest. But not in Katha. But if we hear this, then we can absolutely become perfect. So hearing Krishna Katha is so important. That's why it is mentioned that Tanu Van Manobir. Tanu Van. So Van means by speech, we should hear that. Glorifying Bhagavatam, we should glorify. We should glorify Bhagavatam, speak about that with everybody, anybody who meets us. We should talk about that. Right? So this is how we can do that. And this is because Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Man mana mat bhakto madhyadi manamaskuru. That's what same thing is it. Just serve me, pay obeisances to me. That's what is told in different ways. But this is a threefold surrender is what it's told. Tanu Van Manobir. So we should do that. And then what will happen because of that? He says Ajita Jito. So here, Ajita, the one who is cannot be conquered by anyone, we can conquer him very easily. How easy it is. How easy it is. The example of Unconquerable, getting conquered is, best is our Kartik month, Damodar Leela. Krishna, he cannot be bound by anybody. But here he is bound very easily by Mother Yashoda. So we can think like this, that Krishna, I cannot attain you. I have no qualification. I have no qualities. But yet I am surrendering it to you. The moment we surrender, our bhakti begins. Unless we surrender, the bhakti doesn't start. Bhakti, yeah, we are trying, but the door has not yet opened. Door opens when we surrender to Krishna completely. We completely depend on Krishna. Like Draupadi Devi, she completely surrendered to Krishna, that Krishna save me. And then Krishna came and became the sari, protected her. So when we surrender to Krishna, Krishna will come. But we should have that faith. Unless we have faith, we cannot surrender. Right? I remember in our management training, in India once, they were training, they'll say free fall, blind fall, free fall. So basically what they do, they put a tie, so you cannot see anything, what's happening. Okay, you have seen it because you are there before, you have seen the place. Now you stand on a cliff. Cliff means like edge of a rock, okay? And you're facing this side, and you have to fall other way, on your back. And now, distance is not much, and there are people who are going to hold you also. They are standing there to hold you. But you fall like this. Free flow means you cannot bend, you just fall. It is very scary, extremely scary. Okay? But you know that there are people who will catch me. Okay? With that faith you fall and you get protected. So basically the fear comes out. It's just to remove fear. Same thing, if we have that kind of fearlessness, that Krishna will protect me, then we can do. Prahlad Maharaj, when he was thrown off the cliff, he had no problem. Krishna caught him. So if we have that faith, unflinching faith, then we can attain Krishna very easily. Ajita Jito. So we can conquer Krishna with this. So Krishna also likes to be defeated by his devotees. Like in case of Pralambasura deliverance, Krishna and Balram, they are playing game, tug of war. Krishna on the other side in his team, and Balram and his team on the other side. Both are trying to win, and then Krishna gets defeated. And what was the punishment? That you have to carry the others, Gopa, on their back and run. So Krishna loves to do that. He carries. Right? So Krishna loves to be conquered by his devotees. But are we ready to conquer him? That's what. We have to create first sambandha. If we have to create sambandha with Krishna, then we can do all these things. So Krishna actually runs to his devotee. Krishna wants to run to his devotees and say, I want to help you, I want to serve you. But we are not ready to take his service yet, because we have to develop that test. We have to develop that faith in Krishna, and then we can do that. Non-devotees cannot understand this because they use their dry speculative knowledge and they just cannot understand this knowledge, right? So that's what the message is here. So basically, how we can apply this in daily life is we have to reduce our intellectual pride, that I know this, I have read this, I have finished all these books, nothing of that sort. I have had here so many classes. Then increase our submissive hearing. We should hear very submissively. Sometimes here I have heard this class, yeah, but I have heard it already, so why again? Now hearing again from a pure devotee always helps. Then we can think about honoring the devotees' voices, meaning that those who are speaking, we should honor that, okay, they are doing so nicely. Or because I have a nice voice, I should sing Aarti. Nothing of that sort. If somebody is singing, we should encourage others also. That's important. Because somebody is singing with a devotion. Devotion matters in any service we do. Perfection will come automatically. That Krishna will give. That Krishna will give. We should not endeavor. We should do with our humble attitude. Perfection will automatically come. That's where Brahma got bewildered. That how can a Lord whom we offer with so much reverence and opulence, he is behaving like this? He is not God. He is not supreme. That's what Brahma got confused because of this reason. Right? Engaging our body, mind and speech will help us. BMW, we have to remember that. Engage this into service of Krishna. Right? And sthane sita, where we are, wherever we are, whichever ashram, which location, just stay there and do our bhakti, right? So our mood in praying should be, Lord, I don't want to understand you. I just want to serve you. That should be our mood. Because we cannot understand Krishna. Krishna says that even the demigods cannot understand him. So what to speak of us? Right? We are nowhere. So, yeah, these are the simple takeaways that we can implement in our life to perfect our life gradually, slowly. But definitely it can happen by this submissive hearing. So with that, we'll see if there is any comment or a question or any correction anybody want to make. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Hare Krishna. Yes, any question, reflection, correction? Yes.
I had a reflection
Yes, ma'am.
about the story that you shared for Ishwarapuri.
Yeah.
That Madhavendra Puri gave him a benediction that Krishna will come as his disciple and then he will become a pure devotee. And I was reading just yesterday that Mahaprabhu, when he was doing Kirtana one time in, I think, Advaita Acharya's house, he embraced his own spiritual master. And then because of that embrace, Ishwarapuri also started to feel that ecstatic emotions that Mahaprabhu was feeling. And when Mahaprabhu was going to Fulia, not Fulia, when he was going to Vrindavan, so his spiritual master asked that, let me go with you. And generally Mahaprabhu doesn't allow people to come with him.
Yeah.
One person or
Yeah, just a sir, one person.
to
Yeah.
the Mandalu and his
Right.
Nanda. But then for his spiritual master, he said, yes, you can come. And then he asked that, let me stand in the back and you do Kirtana ahead, so I can see you well. So he got all these benedictions because of that service to his spiritual master.
Yes.
So which is very nice.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, we should just serve spiritual master. Now, question may come in our mind. I don't have my spiritual master. I mean, sometimes it's possible that he is no longer in this world, or he is far away that I cannot go and serve. So, what is the way to serve? There are two ways we can serve spiritual master. One is through Vani and one through Vapu. So, the service that Ishwarpuri did was through Vapu, means he was doing bodily service because he was next to him. The other service, when spiritual master is not with us, is doing the Vani. Vani means following instructions for Guru Maharaj. That is the Vani Seva. If we do that, the Guru is more pleased. The Guru is more pleased when we follow his instructions and perfect our life. So many times we feel, I'm not getting to serve, I want to go and serve. Like I want to wash his clothes, I want to serve him, I want to cook for him. Many times devotee feels, and it's natural, there is nothing wrong with that. But higher than Vapu Seva is the Vani Seva. Yeah, thank you for sharing. Yes, Sarthak Prabhu.
Thank you so much, Prabhu, for the wonderful class. My question is, you talked about when people sing or when people speak for Krishna, they develop ego, they develop pride. So how to check their pride or how to check their ego? Should we stop doing that? Or because the more we speak, the more we develop ego, that's like the opposite effect that we're having.
Yeah.
So how to check that? It's very difficult to comprehend.
Yes, yeah, thank you for that question. Nice. So, how to check ego first of all? So let's say we have a turn to speak today, sing today, and we think I'm singing nice, so I also deserve this spot. I'll sing. Now just then somebody else comes and starts singing, and you feel, and if you feel agitated, that means we have that ego, that I was to sing. I have a nice voice, and this person doesn't even sing nicely. No rhythm. My mridanga goes here, my kartal goes here, and he's singing. Then what happens? We still have that I deserve this. So that's kind of ego, that I'm better than other, I'm superior. The feeling of superiority creates the ego. I'm superior to somebody else creates the ego. So that's a check. Now how to overcome that? We have to just keep praying, that's one. Second, Serving others, allowing others to take part, no problem. Please continue. Taking a back seat for a time. We can continue. We can do our own bhajan. Like we didn't get opportunity to sing Mangalarti, no problem. Just come in your room and sing in front of a picture that you have. If you don't have put a phone, there's a picture we can bring. Like Brahma Prabhu or Mulli Prabhu sends the nice daily darshan. Just open that and say, I'm going to sing now. Just sing in front of them. They'll be very happy. See, my Guru Maharaj, in very old days, earlier days, early, when he was establishing the temple in Mumbai, he will sing alone for hours and hours and hours, and then nobody will know how many hours he has gone. He starts singing after Bhagavatam class, which finishes by 9:30, 10. Then he'll go to his room and he's alone singing some bhajan. Until 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, afternoon 3, sometimes when it comes in the evening, he's just singing, you get absorbed. Now we don't have to show anybody that I'm singing, I'm doing this. We do for ourselves. We do to please Krishna. We are not doing for gathering audience. We are not here for gathering audience. Sometimes Kirtaniya comes and I want this slot, because that's a prime slot. No, whichever slot we get. Organizers gave us, okay, I'll sing at that time. Even if there are 5 devotees, doesn't matter. Even if there is no one, Radha Kirchor Gopinath Ji is there. Who are we singing for? I want to do Mangalarti because then Sunday many devotees come. I will sing on that day. Why so many devotees? I will not come on the very snowy day because there are only 2 people. No, we have to wake up Krishna. We should feel opportunity. Oh Krishna, today I am the only one serving him. Should be very happy about it. Like that, regardless. So that mood should be there. That mood of humbleness. That's why I'm saying, right? Trinadapi Sunichana, that verse is very easy to remember also. But very difficult to implement. So we can work on this. And I always do any service in a very prayerful mood, that I am not qualified, but I got privilege to do this. See, in Indian license, I don't know if you have observed, in Indian driving license, you used to have booklet earlier. So that, nobody reads the back, because I sometimes read and I was like amazed the way beautifully Indian government has done. He says, driving is a privilege, not a right. So just because we have a license doesn't mean we have a right. It's a privilege given to us. So just because we are wearing this dhoti, kurta, tilak and all that, we are not got rights to do bhakti. We are privileged. We have been given this, despite our disqualification. If you go and introspect, each one of us will see so much dirt is there. Right? That is, I have got so much. I'm not qualified to sit here and speak, but I've got the opportunity. I'm sharing something that I've heard and read. But that's how it is. So, yeah, developing humility is an ongoing, it's a work in progress. We can continue to do that. I hope that helps you.
Yes, please.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhu, Hare Bol.
Well, I really like, there was one reflection and one question. I really like the point when you said that sharing Krishna consciousness, it brings joy, more than keeping it to yourself. Because like I was trying to understand, and because in many situations Prabhupada says that we have to be Goshtanandi, Prasasnandi. But then I was wondering why not, sit at one place, improve your chanting, improve the quality of the japa. That's more what you need than as compared to some people may not, I may not be qualified to go outside and preach. But then that point you mentioned that, that sharing Krishna consciousness with others, whatever you know, just this sharing also brings the same joy and then the same commitment to Krishna consciousness, which is also very important.
Yeah.
Secondly, I just had a question about, in CC, Mahaprabhu tells Sanatana Goswami about the 5 lamps of bhakti, and one of them is Mathura Vas.
Yeah.
So by Mathura Vas, do we mean that do you have to go and stay in the dham, or as you mentioned, they make this your dham and stay here and sort of, what does it mean in that context?
Yeah. Yes, thank you for the reflection and the question. Thank you. So, yes, Mathura Vas means staying in a dham. But if everybody starts staying in a dham, then you know what happens there, right? So best is that create your own dham. When we are in our home, when we have the deities or a picture, and we are doing kirtan, we are doing arti, we are offering bhoga, that is temple. It has become a dham because Harikatha is happening. We are not doing any prajalpa. Most of the devotees, they don't watch TV and all those things. Most of the devotees. So, yeah, you can just do bhakti. That itself has become a dham. Earlier, Mukundat Prabhu, the head pujari of Krishna Balram Mandir, Mukundat Prabhu, his guest. There are two Mukundat. One is Prabhupada disciple and one is, So, I'm talking about the head pujari of Krishna Balram Mandir. So, he wouldn't go out of Vrindavan, but then off late, devotee told Prabhu, you should go and teach and share knowledge and all that. So he started traveling. So he will carry his Shilas, Govardhan Shila, Shaligram Shila and all that. So he says, when I carry these, I feel like I am in Vrindavan only. So when you carry your deities, you feel like I'm serving. You go to devotee's home. So like we have to make our home itself is Vrindavan. We don't have to go there. We can create Vrindavan-like atmosphere in our home. That's perfect. We follow 4 regular principles. We eat only prasadam. We do kirtan. We chant. We invite devotees. We hear Harikatha. We share our reflections. We make plans for book distributions. This is all spiritual activities. When these activities are happening within home, that is the dham itself. We don't have to go there. Yes, those are the places. And when we go to dham, what we should be doing? Taking darshan is one. But the most important aspect in going in dham is to meet the sadhus and hear from them, associate with the devotees in the dham. That is the most important activity that one can do. Otherwise, it will be like a sightseeing. I went there, I did a Yamuna boat ride. I did all these things. Those are the things that happens. So, yeah, this is how we can perfect our life. So, yeah, no need to go there. Prabhupada never recommended. And you just said correctly, yes, we are not to be bhajananandi. We're not sitting one place and chant. We should go and spread. Our movement is of spreading this. We have to go and talk to a completely stranger. And we bring them into... The Prabhupada is very pleased by bringing them into Krishna consciousness. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, that those who give this knowledge to others will be very dear to me. So, yes, if you want to become dear to Krishna, then share this knowledge. Yeah, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.